Welcome to the ECDL Word Processing module, section 2.1.2. Here we need to understand about entering text into a document. Well, this sounds pretty easy and it should be very straightforward, but a couple of warnings first of all. Here we have Microsoft Word open, but there's no way I would be able to type anything into Word, because we need to have a document open. It might sound obvious, but it's one of those things that sometimes could trip people up. So we need to either go to File New or File Open. We'll go to New and create a new blank document here. Once we've got a document open and we can see that we've got the buttons in the ribbon activated and we have a flashing text cursor here, then we're able to type text no problem at all. So make sure you have a document open or you start a new document. That's the first thing. The second thing is that occasionally I've had people say that they can't type into Word at all. The text cursor is flashing away, but it's not doing anything, and we've checked the keyboard and that's working fine, and they can type into other applications. But there is a little feature inside the font section here. So I've gone to the Home tab, and in font we've clicked on the little pop-out panel here, and there's an option down here for hidden. And if I click OK, I can try typing some text. You can probably hear me on the keyboard there typing, but nothing's actually appeared. However, if I was to go back to font and untick hidden, the text that I typed just now is in fact there. So if you are typing and nothing's appearing on the screen, it's worth just looking at that little point there. In an ECDL exam, there won't be any trick questions, there never are, so you'll either be expected to create a new document and type into that, or a document will be opened for you and you will need to type into that document. So as long as your keyboard is working and you don't have hidden text on, then you should be absolutely fine. There are a couple of little features which you might find useful if you are practicing for ECDL, especially if you want to practice formatting paragraphs or line spacing, anything like that, and you don't want to mess up a document which you've already completed elsewhere. Microsoft Word has a feature built into it which allows you to generate some dummy text, some pretend text, quickly and easily that you can then use. In fact, there are two ways of accessing this feature. The first is to type equals rand, just like a Microsoft Excel formula this is, so equals rand, and then if we do brackets we can actually choose how much text we have. Let's say I want 10 paragraphs, and inside each paragraph should be 5 sentences. So if I then close the brackets, so I've got equals rand, and then in brackets the number of paragraphs I want, then a comma, and then the number of sentences that should be in each paragraph. When I click enter, I then get some dummy text. This text is just help text taken from help files. You can see it does repeat after a while, but this allows you to then quickly and easily experiment with different tools within Word, maybe going into the outline mode and experimenting with changing the order of text, perhaps going into text and changing paragraph spacing. So you could experiment with all of this perhaps, which is quite useful. So equals rand is one way of generating dummy text very quickly. Another, and perhaps the preferred way, especially if you're creating templates for people, is to use equals lorem. L-O-R-E-M. This is the traditional dummy text that's been used by printers for a very long time. It's a made-up language. It looks a bit like Latin, but it's not. It's just pretend language here. And again, in brackets, we can choose the number of paragraphs and the number of sentences. Let's have 10 paragraphs with 8 sentences in each paragraph. So equals lorem, and then in brackets 10, 8, and then we press enter. Again, there we are. We've now got our 10 paragraphs of dummy text, and each paragraph has 8 sentences in it. So that allows you to then play with the text to experiment and practice some of the methods that you'll need to apply when you're learning the ECDL course.